Welcome to today's in-depth analysis of the Summer Wells case. Since Summer's disappearance, two individuals have been particularly involved: Jodisue Brown and Chris McDonough. Their actions have significantly impacted the investigation, raising critical questions about the integrity and progress of the case. First, we'll explore Jodisue Brown's public statements and involvement, including her account of hearing a scream the night Summer vanished. Then, we'll delve into Chris McDonough's role, from his early interviews and participation in controversial events to serious accusations against Don Wells. Understanding these dynamics is crucial to comprehending the broader challenges law enforcement faces in this high-profile case. So get comfortable, grab your favorite drink, and let's dive deep into the controversial details of the Summer Wells investigation.
The role of misinformation in the Jodisue Brown situation, protecting the integrity of the Summer Wells investigation. All right, let's get real about this. High-profile investigations are intense, and the pressure on law enforcement is sky-high. Everyone wants updates and answers ASAP. But here's the kicker: sometimes the police have to keep things under wraps or even throw out a little misinformation. Sounds shady? Maybe. But there's a method to the madness. Let's dive into why this happens, especially in the case of Jodisue Brown and the Summer Wells investigation. Jodisue Brown's account and its implications. So Jodisue Brown claimed she heard a scream the night Summer Wells vanished. Sounds like a big deal, right? It is. But Jodisue's turned herself into a YouTube star, talking about this case for hours on end, almost every day. And that's where things get messy. Credibility issues. Imagine you're in court. You want your witnesses to be seen as reliable and unbiased. But if Jodisue's out there sharing her story on YouTube nonstop, people might start questioning her motives. Is she after the truth or the views? That's the problem. Her credibility can take a hit when she's constantly in the public eye. Contamination of evidence. Think of this like a crime scene in your favorite detective show. You don't want a bunch of people tramping through it, right? Same goes for witness testimonies. If Jodisue is broadcasting her version of events, it can mess with other witnesses' memories. They might start remembering things that align with what she said, even if that's not what really happened. Operational security. This is about keeping the investigation under wraps so the bad guys don't know what's coming. If Jodisue's scream is a critical clue, the last thing the cops want is for potential suspects to know they're onto them. They might start covering their tracks or worse, go on the run. Managing public perception. Let's face it, the media loves a juicy story. And Jodisue's scream, that's headline gold. But if the media gets too much info, they can spin it in all kinds of ways, which can totally derail the investigation. The cops need to keep a tight lid on things to stay focused and avoid a circus. The challenges of maintaining integrity. Now let's talk about why this all matters so much. Witnesses like Jodisue can make or break a case. But when they become media sensations, it's a whole different ballgame. Public persona versus witness credibility. If Jodisue is more of a YouTube personality than a witness, her testimony might not hold up in court. It's like trying to convince a jury with evidence from a reality TV show, fun to watch, but not always reliable. The impact of public statements. Every time Jodisue talks about the case, it's like she's throwing a pebble into a pond. The ripples spread, and other people's stories start to change. That's not good for getting to the truth. Protecting the witness. There's also the issue of safety. By being so public, Jodisue has put herself in the spotlight, which can attract all kinds of unwanted attention, from trolls to actual threats. That can scare other potential witnesses from coming forward, thinking they'll get the same treatment. The need for confidentiality. When it comes to catching the bad guys, secrecy is key. If suspects know what the cops know, they can dodge the law. By controlling the narrative, law enforcement can keep their edge and catch the culprits. Comparable cases and the importance of controlled information. Let's take a look at some real-life cases where keeping things under wraps was crucial. The JonBenet Ramsey case. Back in 1996, the Boulder police kept the details of the ransom note and other key evidence close to their chest. This was all about keeping the investigation clean and avoiding a media frenzy that could tip off suspects. The Delphi murders. When Liberty German and Abigail Williams were killed, the Indiana State Police kept a lot of details quiet. This helped them stay on track and eventually led to the arrest of a suspect. The Green River killer. During this investigation, the cops kept details about evidence and suspect profiles under wraps. This stopped the killer from changing his behavior and evading capture. Law enforcement strategy and public engagement. Law enforcement has to walk a fine line in these situations. They need the public's help but can't give away too much. It's like playing poker, you don't show your hand until you're ready to win. Managing media relations, the cops need to give enough info to keep the public informed and cooperative without spilling the beans. In the Summer Wells case, that means being super careful about what's said regarding Jodisue's scream. Public cooperation, getting tips from the public, can be huge, but if too much info gets out, it can lead to false leads and confusion. The police need to manage this flow of information carefully. Strategic misinformation: sometimes the cops have to throw out a little misinformation to keep suspects guessing. This can mean downplaying certain details like Jodisue's scream, so the bad guys don't know how close the cops are. Conclusion: the challenges of maintaining integrity. In the case of Summer Wells, Jodisue Brown's public activities have likely complicated her role as a witness. Her constant presence on social media and the subsequent public debate over her statements have possibly compromised the investigation's integrity. Law enforcement's decision to manage and sometimes withhold details is driven by the need to protect evidence, maintain operational security, and prevent public panic or misinformation. Understanding these nuances helps us appreciate the delicate balance law enforcement must maintain in high-profile cases. While public interest and media scrutiny are inevitable, ensuring the integrity of the investigation remains the foremost priority. By carefully managing information and controlling the narrative, law enforcement can work towards a resolution that truly serves justice for Summer Wells and her family. Recognizing the importance of these strategies in high-profile cases, we can support law enforcement in their efforts to conduct thorough and effective investigations, ultimately leading to justice for the victims and their families. And remember, sometimes it's a mix of serious strategy and a bit of chaos control, because in the world of high-profile investigations, it's not always what it seems. The role of misinformation in the Jodisue Brown situation: protecting the integrity of the Summer Wells investigation. In the high-profile case of Summer Wells, the role of Jodisue Brown and her account of hearing a scream the night Summer disappeared has raised significant questions. Law enforcement's handling of this detail has been a focal point of public and media scrutiny. Understanding why they might downplay or withhold information regarding Jodisue's statement is crucial in appreciating the complexities of maintaining the integrity of an investigation. Transition to Chris McDonough's involvement. While Jodisue Brown's actions and public statements have complicated the investigation, another figure whose involvement has raised concerns is Chris McDonough. McDonough, a retired homicide detective, is known for his work with the Cold Case Foundation and his YouTube channel, The Interview Room. His actions in the Summer Wells case have been scrutinized for potentially jeopardizing the investigation. Chris McDonough's early involvement and public presence. McDonough's early involvement in the Summer Wells case included interviews with key figures such as Candace Wells, Summer's mother, and Hunter, a 15-year-old who was with Summer on the day she disappeared. These interviews took place before law enforcement had the chance to conduct their own detailed investigations. By stepping in early and making these interviews public, McDonough may have influenced witness testimonies and public perception, complicating the investigative process. By interviewing key figures so early and making these interviews public, McDonough may have unintentionally influenced the narratives of other witnesses. This can lead to memory contamination, where witnesses might subconsciously align their memories with the information they have seen or heard in public forums. Such early and public interference can significantly complicate the collection of unbiased and accurate testimonies, which are critical in the initial stages of an investigation. Allegations of stalking and private discords. There are serious allegations against McDonough, including claims that he has stalked individuals linked to the case at doctor's appointments and participated in private Discord groups. Screenshots have been provided by various sources to support these claims. Such actions, if true, could severely impact the integrity of the investigation. Engaging in activities that could be seen as witness tampering or intimidation is a significant concern. The allegations of stalking and participation in private Discord groups add another layer of complexity. If McDonough is indeed involved in such activities, it raises serious ethical concerns about his methods and intentions. Stalking, even if intended to gather information, can be perceived as harassment and can intimidate potential witnesses, making them less likely to cooperate with law enforcement. This not only hampers the investigation but also creates an environment of fear and mistrust. The Scamathon event. McDonough participated in a controversial event known as the Scamathon, a live gathering of creators that lasted 10 days and collected money under questionable pretenses. This event led to lawsuits and litigation, further complicating McDonough's involvement and raising ethical concerns about his actions and motivations. The Scamathon event, which gathered funds purportedly for the Summer Wells Reward Fund, has been criticized for its lack of transparency and the involvement of various creators with dubious intentions. The lawsuits that followed highlighted the chaotic nature of this event and brought into question the motives behind it. McDonough's participation in this event blurs the line between professional investigation and sensationalism, raising concerns about his commitment to maintaining the integrity of the case. The impact of public analysis and accusations. McDonough's detailed and public analysis of the Summer Wells case on his YouTube channel has the potential to contaminate witness testimonies and influence public opinion. By discussing specific details and theories, he may unintentionally lead other witnesses to alter their own memories or statements to align with what they've seen online. This phenomenon, known as memory contamination, can significantly hinder the pursuit of accurate and reliable evidence. Additionally, McDonough has gone on podcasts with individuals who are critical of the Wells family, such as Josh at the Lab, and has had public confrontations with Don Wells during live sessions. McDonough has accused Don Wells of molesting his stepsisters and friends, bringing these accusations live on YouTube. While these accusations are serious and the victims deserve support and justice, bringing them into the public sphere in this manner has only fueled chaos and speculation around Summer's case on social media platforms. Accusations against Don Wells and their impact. One of the most significant actions taken by McDonough was pushing the authorities in Utah to open a case against Don Wells based on allegations of molestation made by his stepsisters. This move added another layer of complexity to an already convoluted investigation. Its impact on witnesses and evidence. By publicly pushing these allegations, McDonough has influenced the testimonies of witnesses who may now be swayed by the media coverage rather than their own recollections. This could lead to inconsistencies and contradictions in statements, making it harder for law enforcement to piece together the truth. Legal and ethical concerns. Taking serious allegations to the public before law enforcement has had a chance to investigate thoroughly raises significant ethical concerns. This can lead to a trial by media, where public opinion starts to sway the course of justice. Such actions can also complicate the legal proceedings, as defense attorneys might argue that their clients cannot get a fair trial due to the extensive pretrial publicity. Confusion and distraction. Opening another investigation in Utah has led to confusion and distraction from the primary case of Summer Wells. Resources that could be focused on finding Summer and investigating her disappearance are now divided. This additional layer of legal action can slow down the progress and lead to further public speculation and misinformation. Ethical considerations. As a former law enforcement officer, McDonough should be well aware of the importance of maintaining the confidentiality and integrity of an ongoing investigation. His decision to publicly involve himself in the case and share detailed analyses raises ethical questions. While his intentions may be to help solve the case, his actions could inadvertently undermine the investigation, making it harder for law enforcement to do their job effectively. Balancing expertise with discretion. McDonough's extensive experience and expertise in homicide investigations are valuable, but they must be balanced with the need for discretion. Publicly discussing an active investigation can lead to unintended consequences, such as alerting potential suspects or influencing other witnesses. Law enforcement agencies often withhold specific details to prevent such issues and maintain an advantage over those they are investigating. Conclusion. Chris McDonough's involvement in the Summer Wells case highlights the challenges that come with balancing public interest and investigative integrity. While his expertise can provide valuable insights, his public presence and early involvement in the case have the potential to complicate the investigation. As an ex-police officer, he should understand the importance of protecting the integrity of the case and exercising caution in his public engagements. In conclusion, McDonough's actions, ranging from early and public interviews to participation in controversial events and making serious accusations on public platforms, demonstrate a pattern that may have more harmful effects than beneficial. While public engagement and expert analysis are important, they should never come at the cost of compromising an active investigation. The focus should always remain on finding Summer Wells and ensuring that justice is served, without creating additional hurdles for law enforcement.
Understanding the roles of Jodu Brown and Chris McDonough in the Summer Wells case is crucial for grasping the broader challenges law enforcement faces. Their actions have brought both attention and controversy, highlighting the delicate balance between public involvement and investigative integrity. If you found this analysis insightful, please like, share, and comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to stay updated. Thank you all for watching and listening. Stay tuned for more content from Crystal's Crime Conversations.